salvage that stench. Unfortunately, Axe hasn't sponsored us yet, or Old Spice or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if like Terry Crews came in and be like pow, 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 dun, 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 and then all these dudes would smell better? That'd be sick.
All these girls better have boyfriends, man. I don't understand what's up with that.
You're married, bro. Calm down.
No, I mean, you guys don't know how rare it is for a girl to go to arcade. They gotta jump on that shit.
Oh, man. Hang tight, guys. We're going to grab Jeff's stick for a minute. Hopefully get Tomo back on the mic a little bit before he heads on out of here. And
yeah, me too.
Stay tuned.
Here, wait. I got a pen. We're going to sign. Okay, this guy is called LA Akira.
Yeah, so we got LA Akira and LA Akuma.
Yeah, that's right. So you can look at the questions.
All right, what are the questions?
All right, you guys on the chat. We got LA Akira. If you guys want to ask him about the old school, fire away. Gerald
Jeff,
Abraham.
you haven't answered all the old school questions. I saw you here for like 20, 30 minutes already.
What?
No, I mean,
no.
Like, no, there's still more questions?
Dude. Yeah, the VF player, that's right. That's it, LA Akira. One of the top VF players for sure.
Well, I got a little story for you guys if, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Well, basically, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been one of the original crews when Street Fighter, actually before Street Fighter showed up here, Street Fighter 2. Jeff and Tomo, they're usually from like they were from the Orange County area, but I was actually from up here. And there are a couple of us, a couple of regulars here tonight, just like came back to like, you know, pay respects. But when I first started coming here, the only place that actually had Street Fighter 2 was it was Beach Warner Arcade in Westminster, and that was a location test site for Street Fighter 2. And then after that, you know, this was like, you know, pretty much my stomping grounds, but they still, you know, that was before the actual fighting game, you know, craze even started. So if you could just imagine, this place had not one single Street Fighter 2, and we were driving down every, you know, probably for like 2-3 weeks to Beach Warner Arcade to like actually play Street Fighter 2 because we thought it was awesome. And then, you know, I came here, I didn't know the arcade owner, but this one guy that worked here, Tim, I told him, I'm like, man, you guys got to get this game, Street Fighter 2. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. And he's like, yeah, we'll see how it does. So, you know, after that, I guess they saw how it did, and it was doing pretty damn good in every single arcade you could imagine.
So a lot of people don't know this, but Street Fighter 2 used to be the biggest video game of all time.
Was it?
In the early 90s.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this arcade had, it was wall-to-wall. It was this wall over here, and they probably had, I think, like 13 machines. And it was like you could not get in there. It was just nonstop. It was like a urinal, you know? Urinal at a ball game. That's probably the best way to like describe it. And, you know, everybody just wanted to be the best, you know?
And I noticed James Chinzer likes white girls, and he's got one here.
Yeah, he's got a pretty nice looking white woman, for sure.
It's like the white version of Chun-Li. That's great.
Good for James.
One interesting thing about Gerald is not only is he old school, but Gerald speaks, reads, and writes in Japanese. And Gerald goes back and forth between Japan and the US. So Gerald is unique in that of all the people at World's Finest, Gerald's actually travels to Japan to see how good the best players that ever lived in Japan are, and then come back to the United States to compare them against me and Tomo and Mike.
That's right.
So why don't you tell them about that?
Well, I wouldn't say like ever lived because, I mean, during that time, during that period, I did play some of the best players, and the former winner of like the Champion Edition tournament over there, who was Tachikawa-san.
Yeah.
He won with Claw.
Tachikawa.
He won
Vega. Yeah. In Bison.
Well, no, with Claw. He won the national tournament with Claw. It's ridiculous. I mean, in that game, because Claw was like super underpowered compared to like Dictator and and Guile and whatnot. So it was pretty amazing.
And so people over here in the United States, we didn't even comprehend that because Qua was such a terrible hero.
Yeah, he was
terrible.
He was a terrible character.
Like awful.
Yeah.
How could you win the national title with the worst hero?
Yeah, he was.
That's how good this guy is.
He was pretty amazing. But you know, when I went over there, like I was working for Game Fan magazine at the time, and generally a friend asked me if I went with a friend, and he asked me if I wanted to. Well, it was going to be my first time going to Japan. He asked me if I wanted to play in like the national tournament or like qualifiers. Well, it was all packed up, and for that game, it was basically character versus character. So it was like Guile versus Guile, Ken versus Ken, Rue versus Rue, and those are like the qualifiers that basically, you know, figured out who was going to go on to like the finals. So obviously in that game, all we played were like Guile and Bison, or Guile and Dictator, because those are the only two characters to play. Yeah. And I got in there with Ken. I was like one game away from qualifying. But I mean, other than that, I mean, when I actually got to play in casuals with my you know, main characters like, you know, Dictator and Guile, I had like a 50-60 game win streak over there. So, and you know, albeit, you know, like the best players, Tachikawa-san and those guys weren't there, but we did play some of the other like super strong players during that time. And you know, I was on the board at World's Finest, but I mean, you were, you know, up there, you know, towards the top, you know, either 1 or 2, depending, you know, with like Tomo was there.
It was a point system, so if Tomo didn't show up, I would take the number one spot, and when he came back and played, he would take the number 1 spot from me.
Right, but I mean, you know, I played and trained with you guys all the time. You, Mike, Tomo, George Nago, all the old schoolers. You know, we just had like, you know, this like little camaraderie and whatnot.
So you were properly trained of all Americans to go to Japan and show them what we got.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you did. You handed it to them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't beat everybody. I mean, I did pretty good. But you know, the thing is, like, there were a few players that I would say that were like comparable to, like, you know, were like at the top level, at the very top level, it's really impossible to say who's going to win the fight, because you actually have to see the matchup.
Yeah, you have to see him do it.
Yeah, you have to see him do it. So, you know, I know what their skill level felt like, and, you know, I know what our skill level felt like, and, I mean, I never felt like I was being crushed and I was helpless, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I felt like that tonight with Afro Legends.
He's pretty awesome.
He's pretty awesome,
yeah. He's a pretty awesome player, and it's awesome to see like somebody like Afro Legends like really just keeping it alive, you know.
Unbelievable. That's been like 19 years.
Such a freaking humble guy too. He's like, you know, it's like, oh man, you play so. He's like, oh man, you know, just starts doing this.
Yeah, really, he's good, man. Yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah,
good really, personality.
Really great player. Yeah, it's important. He doesn't, you know, come off as arrogant or cocky or anything like that.
You mean like me?
I'm not going to answer that one.
Tell him what happened when I first met you.
Okay, this is how I met Jeff. I actually came back from, it was when I came back from Japan, and, you know, skill level at that point, I mean, there was like there's a huge pool of talent for like Street Fighter over here. So, like I said, I mean, it wasn't that the skill level is too different, but one thing that was different, they knew like a couple like tricks. You know, like in Champion Edition, there's stuff that you could like float Dawson, you know, like certain combos. If you like had like I think like the bite for Blanca, or like the headbutt for Boxer.
Yeah.
You could he like falls back, and you could do like, you know, combos, just like air combos before he lands. So, anyways, you know, I came back from Japan, and that was like the first tournament. It was at that point, like Guile and Bison were so damn strong that we started having like tournaments there that no Guile, no Bison, right? And I hadn't met you before that.
Pause for a second, because Tomo's going to leave.
Yep.
Let's have him sign this real quick.
Sure. Yeah, I'll finish my story afterwards.
Hey.
You want to get here, boss?
Sign it. Mike, put the camera on, have him sign it.
Ready to get up?
Yeah. Hold on, Gerald. I mean, just come right back.
Okay. Tomo, get in here, dude.
Get in for a minute. So Tomo here is going to leave. Before he leaves, we're going to show you what we're going to raffle off today. Hold this.
What's going on, everybody? What do we got here?
Okay. We got this.
Look at that. Now that's nice.
This is a custom board made just for me with custom artwork, hand painted, with the best buttons, with the official Capcom joystick that we're going to raffle off.
All right.
This thing is like $600.
Is
this
it
is
really?
The top of the line.
Let me feel that, man. Hold on, let me feel that real quick.
Not only is it custom made, but the case is custom made. Nothing on the stick is...
Oh, man, that's rock solid right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's rock solid.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have me and Mike and Tomo sign this thing, and then we're going to we're gonna raffle it off. Here,
All right.
sign right there.
Okay. There you go, man.
Okay.
One lucky winner. The sick joystick.
Hey, Mike, sign right there, bro. You can write something on there too, like don't do nothing funny or I'll suck your mommy's titties or something like that. Okay. All right. We got everybody to sign this thing. We got me, Mike, and Tomo from the OGs. We're gonna raffle this off later. Whoever's a lucky winner, good job. This is super quality. This thing weighs like 20 pounds. Heavy duty quality.
Oh, yeah, that's nice joystick, man. But you know what, man? That's my time. I just want to come back here and say what's up.
No problem.
And say bye to everybody. Appreciate all the love, man. Appreciate you guys all listening. Oh, sorry, there you guys are. Appreciate you guys all listening and being on the webcast here. And yeah, man.
So tell them why you're leaving, dude. Tell them why. Because it's a Filipino girl that owns his balls, dude.
That's it, man.
That's
the guy
it.
called it.
He called it. Whoever was on the chat, they called it bar none, dude.
The woman wants to go, man.
The woman wants
she's
to
got
go,
my
that's
nutsack
it.
right in her hands. She's toying with them right now.
She's got the wallet,
I'm hungry,
too,
I want to go eat.
The
So
wallet.
guess what? I got to go eat, man. She's got my nutsack, so that's my time, man. I appreciate it. No, she's not that mean. If I wanted to stay, she would let me stay, but we got to get going.
I got it, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, thanks for being.
All right, see you next week.
Thanks for letting me be here, man. I appreciate it.
See you next week.
All right, man.
Thanks for hanging out.
All right, let's bring back the man Abraham back in here, and then we're out of here pretty soon too, good boy. Little while. Give it to Gerald. And then we're gonna bring Alex is playing in the tournament, right? You're still in? Yeah. You're in losers. You lost to Afro, right? He's good, man.
Hey guys, if you want to see more of Jeff, he has some pretty cool videos up talking about just strategy and stuff in general on winning games. You can see his YouTube. His YouTube name is L.A. Akuma.
Yeah.
Just tune into that. He has a lot of informative stuff, some motivational stuff to help you guys prep for tournaments, get mentally focused and whatnot.
Yep.
A lot of good stuff on there, man, from a winner. So tune in, check those videos out in the archives, you know, learn some stuff. Up your game, man. Here's L.A. Akira back.
OG white people up in here, man.
Yeah.
White guys are actually good at Street Fighter.
That's why we're here, dude. Because there isn't that many white guys good at Street Fighter. It's got me. It's like Jason Nelson, Jeff Schaefer, Gerald Abraham,
the Wolf Brothers.
Graham. Well, nah, they're not white.
They're not?
Nah, dude, they're
What
like
are they?
mixed.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, they're like half Asian, I think. I don't know. That doesn't count, dude.
All right,
no.
let me get my mic up. So anyways, I get back to that story when I met you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we get to? I came back from Japan, right?
Yeah, you came back.
And we had no Bison, no Guile tournament. We started doing those every so often because like the game got it was so like,
it was
you know,
so stupid, dude.
Yeah,
it was like you either got owned by M. Bison's Free Dizzy
Right.
or Permanent Stun
Yeah.
or Tomo wiped everyone through.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is like Dictator beats everybody in that game except Guile. Guy's the only character that beats him. You know, that's pretty much it. That's the entire game right there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I started having these tournaments, right? And I'd never seen Jeff before. I'd been going to World's Finest for like a long time. And were you in the Persian Gulf or something like that?
I was in the Marines at the
Yeah,
time.
he was in the Marines, so
I
I
wasn't
never.
in the Persian Gulf though.
Okay, I never. Well, I was gonna say if you
Not
were,
at-
I'm
not
glad
at
you
that
made
time, no.
it. Okay. Well, anyways, Jeff finally showed up. I've never seen this guy, right? And he's talking all sorts of fucking crap, right? I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. And I'm like, the first thing I noticed, it's like, well, I was thinking like, who is this guy, man? He's got like such a big mouth, right?
Schaefer, United States Marines, Corporal.
And then, you know what? I think you're walking around World's Finest and you're talking about, you know, how you're going to win the tournament because you can play every single character in the game.
That's true.
And nobody else has a chance, right?
Yeah.
So I remember Mike was there. I remember Tomo was there. We had the tournament, right?
Yep.
And I think in the semifinals, I beat Mike. It was Ken versus Dawson. I beat him Dawson versus Ken. And then we played a lot of characters. I played a lot of characters as well, right?
Yeah, you did.
So,
You're just like me. You played everybody.
yeah, and then at that point, you know, we played in the finals, right? And before the finals, you're like, no Blanca can beat my Dulcet, right?
That's true.
Yeah. And this is back in Champions, so I'm like, man, screw this guy. Dude. You know this guy's all talking crap, right?
Yeah.
And back then, there wasn't really that much like, you know, like crap talking. He was one of the inventors, at least, you know, for like back in the day at World's Finest, no doubt.
Me and Mike.
Yeah, you guys, nobody had as big as mouth as you guys did, for sure.
And we went, and keep going. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Anyway, so, you know, we play as a close. I think, like, you know, Jeff pulls away and he beats me in the finals, right?
Yeah.
And I'm all pissed off. It's like, man, this guy's like, he's all talking crap, and I couldn't do anything about it, right? And then Jeff comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, good game, right? So that whole persona, that whole, like, you know, like, act of, like, you know, just like really having that confidence. And, yeah, having confidence is an act, but really hamming it up to, like, you know, get into somebody's head. That was the first time I'd really seen that against me, right? And then after you came up to me and shook my hand, it's like, all right, man, this guy's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah. Well, let me ask everybody on the board here a question, and you know this. Does it motivate you to go to the tournament to play against somebody you like and you think
No,
he's a great
hell no, dude.
there's flowers on the ground and it's like a coronation? Screw that noise, man.
Yeah.
When you go to the tournament, if you want to bring people to the tournament, you got to get people that hate you. It's part of the competitive nature of every sport.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people have different approaches, and, like, you know,
That's true.
that's your approach, right?
That's true. Yeah.
I was always on the nice guy side of things, but, you know, like I was actually had an interview, like, it's unrelated recently, and I was talking about Virtua Fighter and talking about, like, the top 10 players in the U.S. What do they all have in common? And it's an ego. And that's the reason they're the top 10 players, is because they have an ego.
Yeah.
If you don't have an ego, if you don't want to win, you don't want to, like, beat that guy bad enough, you're not gonna have what it takes. That's all there is to it, you know?
I felt like I was just like Tiger Woods, except I didn't have 20 horse. You know?
You know, it's so important to have, you know, like back in the day, almost everybody had that killer instinct, you know, and that's what made World's Finest and all the players back then so strong. Because, like, you know, if I lost to this guy, only thing I could think of the rest of the day until, like, entire next week is, like, how the heck am I going to beat this guy up next time I see him, you know?
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
what you got to do.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I would not have played after the first tournament if I didn't think I had some sort of milestone, and that was Tomo.
Yeah.
And plus, I hated
it.
Mike. I just wanted to beat him down.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you guys always had that love for each other.
Oh
so.
yeah, oh dude, yeah. And we got Alex Vaihe standing here, which is a perfect example because I don't know one person that doesn't like Alex Vaihe.
Yeah, Alex,
Everybody
exactly.
likes Alex
Alex
Vaihe.
obviously has an ego, but he is a nice guy. So
But
I mean,
the thing
there
is,
you go.
I'm not motivated to beat Alex because I like him too much.
Oh, come on, dude. When he beats you, if he beats you like an Alpha 2, when Alex actually started coming out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's when I saw you, dude. I saw that fire come on. It's like, all right, man, we're gonna play for real now.
Yeah, let's bring it on,
Yeah,
man.
let's bring it on
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you know, when I say that, like, I'm not saying you have to have an ego, but I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's about really having that desire to improve and be the best that you can be. And then you may not be the best. You might not. I mean, but you have to try to be the best. You know, that's what it's all about.
And the key is you can have the ego, but when the tournament's over, you better shake hands with that guy. You better pat him on the back
Exactly, just
and then
like you
lose
did,
the
yeah.
ego. That's the key.
No, I mean, it has nothing to do with friendship. It's all in the game, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about the game. And, you know, even when I play VF now, and, you know, like, if I, like, you know, lose to somebody, I'm just thinking, like, I'm going to freaking kill this guy, dude. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel the same
That's
way,
it.
dude.
That's it.
And no matter how much I tried, the fire was burning, dude. I just wanted to destroy Tomo. I wanted to embarrass him.
Yeah.
I could never do it. And that's why I played so many years.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You have, like, a goal. You know,
Yeah.
you have, like, a goal to, like, shoot towards. And, you know, everybody that went to World's Finest, I mean, back then, we had a ranking board of top 20 players. And just getting, like, top 20 on there was tough. You know, even, like, the bottom guys, like the 17, 18, 19 guys, they were, like, freaking cutthroat, man. They could go anywhere in the country, Japan, whatever, and they could really hold down.
They
you
could
know?
play.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure, dude.
Definitely.
And that's what it was, because everybody wanted to be as good as they can be.
Yep.
That's what the old school was, guys. Every
right.
day. Didn't
Yeah.
go to school, went to Family Fun or World's Finest instead.
So that's like the
Don't take my advice on that, but
that's the internal grudge match between the the local players and World's Finest, and
Yeah,
then
for sure.
it was funny because right when World's Finest closed down is when the whole grudge match with Northern California started.
Yeah. Well, you need some sort of fire. I mean, especially you and Mike, you kind of have to have this thing about like the competition you're playing against to take you to that next level.
Yep.
It's you look at it this way, it's almost like having a personal trainer. If you like work out without a personal trainer, you'll push yourself, right? But if there's somebody yelling at you and just like slapping you in the face like that, you're going to get that extra set in, right?
Yeah,
so there you
exactly.
go. Same thing.
And how do you feel about if you got a bunch of dudes in Indiana, let's say? I hate to pick on Indiana, but
Right.
whatever. Are they going to get good just playing guys in one city in Indiana?
Well, it really depends. I mean, the best thing to do is, take a note from Rue, be the world warrior,
Yeah, exactly.
Plane tickets aren't, that expensive if you're going, within the U.S. I'm not saying go to every single event, but, come out to like, wherever you can, like support some big city. They're throwing some sort of tournament. And there's so many events, these days, all across the country.
You can prove it.
Yeah, you can prove it.
Yeah,
If
you
you're
can
really
prove
that
it.
good, take a show on the road.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I would not have been even close to as good as I was unless I met Tomo, unless I met Mike, unless I played in the pool at World's Finest, unless I went to Northern California, unless I played all those different people, unless I played Daigo Imahara to feel how good he is. So I feel like I'm a lucky, privileged player because I've played such a broad spectrum of
for sure.
just total champions at multiple games.
Yeah.
So I could discuss it and tell people, how strong people are and why and how to get to that level.
Yeah, but I mean, even like earlier, George Nago showed up, right?
Yeah.
And he played, I think, like, okay, George hasn't played Street Fighter, like Super Turbo, in a really, really long time, right? I mean, it's not like he goes home and plays Street Fighter. He jumped in there with Afro Legends. I think he won the third game they played, right?
Yeah, he won a game.
Yeah. So,
He's good. He's a good player.
George is a good player, but, just imagine George in his prime. George is my age. He's 38, right?
It was much
he was
tighter.
16, 17, playing every single day, all
8
day.
hours a day.
8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And even still, even like completely like, rusty as hell, still get some games off. That's not bad, right?
No, not bad. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, to come and play against Daigo, and
Right.
you were there.
Yeah, of course,
and
I taped it.
and win a lot of games, and I mean, it takes a lot. I mean, you don't forget some things.
Yeah, but there's like a certain like for like that high level play, there's like a certain framework. When like it's almost like a conversation between the two players, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell if people are like the players that are playing each other are having that conversation or not.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to explain it.
No, that's totally correct. Everybody on the chat, I want to thank you guys. I'm gonna take my son. We live quite far away, and we're gonna get Mike back on here, and Gerald's gonna stay probably. And
I'm gonna take a small break. I'll probably be back a little bit later. I got some more family fun stories. But yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching and supporting the scene. I posted this on Twitter earlier, but the arcade culture of like the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, it's the reason a lot of us are friends today. If it weren't for Street Fighter, I would have never been friends with Jeff. I would have never been friends with Alex or Mike Watson or Tomo or any of these guys.
That's why video games are great.
Yeah.
They bring people together.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's right. Exactly.
So keep playing.
Do you have a YouTube site?
I don't know.
You should. You got a lot of good philosophy.
Yeah, well, the problem is, like, I mean, it comes in and out, like different times, so maybe I should start writing it down or whatnot.
We could have LA Akuma and then LA Akira. Tit for tat, dude.
Sounds good, dude.
But if you guys want to learn more about the OG Street Fighter, I put the videos back on my YouTube site. It's LA Akuma. That's LAAKUMA. LA Akuma. You guys can check out all the videos of the old school where I talk about pretty much everything and everybody. In a good way.
Yeah.
Because it was all good back then. Everything was good. But we get old and we got to move on.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, again, thanks for watching. We're going to hand it over to Mike.
Bye.